Well, good morning, folks. We are here at Baltron's, what used to be Baltron's Auto Shop, repair shop in Dinsley, Trinis area. And Mr. Ballo does not operate the shop any longer, but he is very present. Being a pensioner, of course, you understand the restrictions of being in business, even like myself. But Mr. Ballo has been an institution in Dinsley, Lower Dinsley, for many, many years. How many years, Mr. Ballo, you have been operating this shop?
About 38 years.
About 38 years.
Yeah.
I myself had cars that were repaired here, auto repair, and I had a Nissan truck that Mr. Ballo had faithfully repaired many times over. So we appreciate him as an icon in the village here. So Mr. Ballo, you have been in this business for 38 years or more or less. And what brought you into auto repair?
Well, I was working at one time at White Limmer, Shoguners, and I left the job here because I didn't like the job so much, and I ended back home here and pick up the work with my younger brother. So I pick it up from him now, and he's gone now, so I continue, up to this day.
Yeah. What was that brother's name again?
Krishna Ramcharan.
Krishna, yes. Krishna, yes.
You know.
Yeah. But you enjoyed this? You enjoyed the job?
Yes, of course I did.
You see, the point of this little video too is to find people who were happy in what they were doing. Like you said, you quit White Limmer.
Yeah.
What was it about White Limmer you didn't like?
Probably management.
The management.
Yeah.
Which is usually the case with most employees, huh?
Yeah.
So you found that operating on your own was more satisfying?
Yes.
Okay. But did you ever do a job that somebody didn't like and had to return it and maybe repair it? Re-repair?
No, not. I don't think I could recall anything,
Yeah.
Only lately, about 5-6 years ago, some of the materials was type of inferior.
Okay.
So we had us to do back 1-2 jobs and things. But not I alone, a lot of people, a lot of garages
Found that
had
out.
the same problem, yeah.
So where did they get the material from that was inferior?
Well, it have all different types of material, all different types of brand of material,
Okay.
So, yeah, at the time the paint shop say, well, it's a good brand, try it, everybody try it, and that's how they get, the problems.
So were you able to recover loss when that happened?
No, well, we had to stand the losses,
Okay. Yes.
So this is why up to this day, when I was working, I never had a problem with any customer.
So, but I noticed in recent times that, if I may so say, that repair shops usually call for brand new parts, like long ago. I know fellas will beat out a certain part, but nowadays it's strictly that the car owner must buy a new part from, let's say, in the bamboo, and then you come here and you just. Did that make? I mean, it makes your work easier, but does it make it more economical for you? I mean, how does it really work for you?
It was good. Job finished faster and everything,
But you used to enjoy your old job. I mean,
Yeah.
when you had to be creative to.
Yeah, making back certain things, Yeah.
Is it less of a challenge now to repair things?
To repair things now, it will cost you more than if you buy the new part and replace it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So buying the new parts,
It
you
takes less time and done faster. And to repair it now, it will take more time,
Right.
and longer, everything,
So let's say a fella brings in a car and it's all damaged to the front. What time span would you say you would give that person to?
Well, according to how serious the damages, If it take 1 week or 2 weeks,
Right.
they do it out in that certain period,
Yeah. I remember once going to a repair place, a pretty well-known repair place in Shogunas area. And when I got my truck back, all the electrical harness was just hanging. And I was terribly disappointed because I thought that, one would have carried a truck there to do some repairs. And even if it meant dismantling certain harnesses, at least when I get it back, it should be in working order. And you know where I had to come? I had to come to your very shop that you could replace all these, you could write all these hanging fixtures.
I know, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I was really disappointed that big names carried that kind of service. What about the after service?
The after service, I mean, is good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean to say, like, if you find that customers return with their stuff and say, Balchan, are having a problem here, you provide that kind of service also, right?
I do that, yes.
Yeah, because one of the things we have in this country, I believe, is that the after service, whether it be a store bought item, it's questionable. I don't know, Mr. Khan, if you would agree with that. Sometimes it could be questionable.
Customer services is if it is services are satisfied, and that is what the person, I mean, he has his name. Once the customer is satisfied, I don't think so there is any problem. If he also give the services that to satisfy back, I mean, to whatever if he demanding or something required, then he also give that services. That is the more even better for the customer.
Very good, sir. Very good. Mr. Khan here is on my left, and he is one of the Twin City neighbors to us here, to Balchan and myself. So we just have included him in our little discussion here. So he has a couple things he would like to tell us a little later on. So Mr. Balu, tell me something. Your dad occupied this place, and I remember your mother and father being very respectable people.
Yes.
Your father was a very quiet, humble man, and your mother was really lovable, and so is your entire family. So we're glad to see that these are the premises here, that we knew these people when we came to live in Twin City.
Yeah.
We had many functions here. We visited most of your relatives in the area. We've seen some of them gone, of course, but we're glad that we knew them in our day. So, let me see now. What should I ask Mr. Khan? Give me a question there, Mr. Khan, that I could ask as regards the man's work.
And let me introduce myself first.
Oh, sure, introduce yourself first, sir.
I born in India. I've grown in Pakistan, living for last 48 years in Trinidad. I did my master's in agriculture. I work for Caribbean Chemical. I work for government of Trinidad and Tobago, very high post. Then I work for Shell. Then I also drive maxi taxi according to the circumstances in which I left my employer. And in this one I was very happy. And my maxi taxi name is called Bismillah, and I am very much popular than of my past of cricket life, which I used to play for Pakistan.
You play cricket for Pakistan?
So listen, so I also played in Trinidad too. So I find the most respect I got it is in Trinidad in my maxi taxi.
Right.
I'm living as a neighbor of Balchan for last 38 years.
Yes.
That's 38 years. And I have no problem. They are very best, beautiful, my neighbor, both sides. And what I can say, and I'm enjoying my retired life, doing my agriculture, which I did my master in agriculture. I'm planting broccoli. You can see even outside my house.
Very good. Very good. Well, how did you happen to choose Trinidad?
Well, the long story short is this: I was guided by my family and by also the very religious people. The Trinidad is very beautiful, very nice people, and up to now I don't regret that I chose Trinidad is my home. And I never have a smoke in my life. I never had a drinking even empty bottle in my hand. So I am very proud of that. I choose it, but it depends upon the person to whom, what type of society you want to attend. You understand?
Very good, very good. Balchan, get back into you a little bit. How, in the absence of, let's say, even modern technology, where you don't have a website or where you never had a website developed, what would recommend you at the end of this Dinsley Road here that leads into the Trinity 3rd Street? What would recommend your services to the public? I mean, how does one find out? Is it that you do a job, it's a remarkable job? And for instance, I could just focus here on this car here.
Yeah.
And I could see that there are some dents here. But what would recommend your shop?
Well, I learned from my brother. This job I learned from him, my younger brother who passed now. And I pick up the job on my own, and I like it so much. So until I retire from the job now, I still like the job. And I have no problem because I have customers all over the place.
So is it that your good work
Yes.
recommends itself?
Yes, recommend own
So by word of mouth, others are hearing.
Yeah.
So you think that this shop, given the reputation you've had in the past, and the shop continues to have, that a website is necessary, or is it that the work itself, the product, the end product speaks for itself?
The end product, the work speaks for itself.
The work speaks for itself,
Yeah.
right? Another thing I find
Because
curious.
we never had a complaint about nothing.
Ah,
No, nobody never complained about nothing.
I never complained either.
You know, so
You know, and I kept my truck for 29 years.
yes.
You know, so, and it was in vintage form. I noticed one thing about, could I use the word tradesmen? That tradesmen don't usually operate on a Monday. Could you verify that?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes we work on Mondays, sometimes they take a day off or whatever, you know.
But it seems to me that most people I would meet, let's say like up in Pool 1, lots of tradesmen I would see going up to Pool 1 in Cora there. Usually Monday is a day when they cool their heels, so to speak. And they're usually up there. And it's common, it seems to be a common saying now that you can't find a tradesman on a Monday, because it's like you work right down the line to Saturday,
Yeah.
so therefore you get Sunday and Monday off, right? I don't know, it may be just coincidental. The gentleman who came, he come to see about some business here?
No, he comes to work.
He came to work?
Yeah, yeah.
Call him over now, please.
We should come it.
Listen, Mr. Rishi? No, Mr. Khan, you don't need to go.
Bring a chair and come and
Bring
sit
it, look.
Bring a chair and sit down.
Yeah, bring a chair now. Yeah. Yeah, but it's nice to know that the business continues, eh?
Yeah, we can continue under new management. You know?
Move this one, please. Move that one and draw nearer for me. So you are Mr. Rishi? Your face looking familiar, man. Ooh, it's kind of dark here now, though. So how long you doing this trade also in this shop?
In this shop I here over 6 years.
6 years? So what's your specialty here?
I do everything, straightening, painting, welding.
Straightening, painting, welding. You enjoy your job?
Yeah, it's a good job, yeah.
You married, of course.
Yes.
Okay, good. So this job sustains your married life.
Yeah.
Your wife like you in this job?
Yeah,
Or you come home with a lot of sparks from all that welding? Very good. Mr. Khan, you were saying a while ago that you had visited Patrick Manning?
Not recently, but definitely when he was alive, when he was Prime Minister, and I was very much concerned of the crime in Trinidad, which is increasing, and at this time is more increasing. So I was a little worried. I wrote a letter to him, and he asked me to come and see him, and then he advised me to speak to Mr. Herbal Atwell, and I spoke to him almost 45 minutes in his office.
That's Herbert Atwell.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
the Attorney General at the NAR time.
Uh-huh.
So I spoke to him and I gave him what are the factors which is crime increase and how that crimes can be observed and plan how to control and solve these things. And after 45 minutes, when I started leaving the office, he asked me, give me the bottom line. So I said, what do you mean by bottom line? So he said, no, you have taken a lot of notes and so, but you have not understand what I am saying and how to control and so. He said, no, Mr. Khan, we want bottom line. So I gave him very beautiful answer in 3 sentences. If you cut down alcohol, 50% of alcohol, you close down half of the gambling center of the Trinidad and Tobago, you do not need half of the police force, you do not need half of the hospital, and 50% your domestic violence also will cut down. If you do not achieve this thing, you can take off my neck in the public. I told even the Prime Minister that might be recorded in his thing. Then he said to me, Mr. Khan, that is very difficult. I say it is difficult to achieve something, but it is not impossible. Then after 2 months after, or a month after, Mr. Manning had to present a budget of that year, and he tried to close down half of the gambling center completely. Then secretary called me, he said, Mr. Khan, Manning took a decision on your advice. I said, my darling, this is not the way. You could have asked me, I could have given you a proper plan. Controlling crime is not a one-day business. You have to approach how to control the crime. It's a slowly. So that is done. Commit. I just don't do nothing record. I still planning. I have written a letter to, when I came in 1986, I wrote a letter to superintendent of the prisoners that I would like to speak to prisoners and staff and even the prisons too. So I mean, this is the most important thing. If you do not draw the attention of their weakness of the life, they will be wild in long run, And he has not even acknowledged me exactly what I supposed to do or he's supposed to do. That's very simple.
But to cut down on, let's say, alcohol, cigarettes, gambling.
I did not say cigarette.
No, well, I'm just going to add a little part, right? Because we're talking about addictions here and all respect, that probably will hinge on health. You would be stepping on big business toes. Is a government really prepared to step on big business when they draw taxes also from such? They have to be very resolute about what they're going to do.
If the government depend on alcohol production to achieve taxes and so, and they find that is what they are running the country, that is the wrong concept. If you control the crimes by not making you spoiling the community or the humanity completely by providing more drink, the people are losing their natural talents of their life,
Agreed.
Tell me what you are looking for. The house, peace is not there in the people's life because of the drinking and smoking and gambling and all these things. You tell me, but they don't have a study about this one. People are doing it. How many people are not, drinking at all, but they're living the life very beautifully. But you have to see, Islam, I'm not bringing my religion, but I'm telling you, Islam is completely prohibited. Is any drugs which change your behavior of the humanity. Sometimes people do not recognize their own mother. Yes, when they're drunk completely. I'm telling you, the incident in Tobago. Mother and son had a relation, but that news did never come into there. But the magistrate and the judge has mentioned, hello, from today, you not drink. If anything comes, then I will punish you for this one. He used to come drunk, and he had no other choice but to.
I understand.
But, okay, Mr. Khan, tell me something about these prohibitions that we could introduce. What have you seen them work in India?
Now repeat it again. What you say?
the prohibitions that you would like to see that will help the society here in Trinidad and Tobago, could you say that you have seen such things that you recommend working in India, or doesn't obtain?
Humanity in every part of the world is free to choose. India, same thing. The only thing is lifestyle is different. They are more obedient to their parents. Where I find is in Western society are not only few families. Those parents were very, good character, good behavior. Children choose that one, and that is why I am telling you, this is what Balchand's father and mother was very excellent people, and they have chosen from there. That is what the children come. But over there, if you look into the society of the Western society, where they do not have the mother and father and they live the life just like a parentless, you can't expect these people, because they're living all type of society, all type of society and all type of company and so, and this is what they choose and pick it. Even they do not have the finance, but it's still the thief and to fulfill their desire.
True. So here, so home life is absolutely important, as you pointed out. Balchand's parents gave them something that they could hold on to ethically, and therefore they could demonstrate. People may not want to pick it up, but they could demonstrate to society that we have a background that has been secure, it has been stable for us, and we could pass it on.
I'm giving you a very simple example. I have seen with my own eyes, 60 years old son of her mother. He was alive when he was going to work. He touched his feet. Then he gone to work. See the respect of the parents. Up to now, I can tell you there are so many families in Trinidad. So if you have this type of respect, definitely when you come out in the public, you have a different scenario. You implement, you propagate, you also display even the character of the people. This is what you promote. But the people, those who had no parents, and they were grown outside on the street, what you can expect from them? I observe every day. I observe every day, to be honest.
Yes, sure.
So Balchand, tell me, let's just swing back a little bit there about the old Dinsley days. Your home here and Mr. Sankar's next door were the last two on this stretch
No.
from the main road?
No. We had about eight houses on this area.
Eight houses?
8 houses on there. And then higher up was the village going to the main road.
So what was it like in those days? We came here in 1975, and we moved in with, I would say, with neighbors who, the children didn't even know what a cow perhaps looked like. But because our kids were free to go across to Mr. Sankar and even visit here, we were exposed to an old way of life. Mr. Sankar had a mule, he had a cow, his daughter had a cow, and they had goats, right?
Yeah.
They had the chickens. So although we left the countryside in Cora, and we had gone to Port of Spain and then moved to Trin City here, we lived opposite a family that bore a real old way of life. And that has been very precious to our generation and generations that came after. So what was it like living down here? Where did you get water from, for instance? You had pipe-borne water?
We had pipe-borne water, yeah. And then again, we had the rivers across there, not too far from here.
Okay. Which river was that?
Well, before the development took place, a river's there, We used to go there and get your water from when you have the water here, and,
So did you feel at any time that the developers moving into the area was going to destroy a way of life that you had cherished? How did you see this development around here? For instance, you have all the houses nearby.
Yeah.
Things have been built up, How did you feel about seeing a development taking place right around your very existence?
Well, in those days, nobody would have believed that this place would have developed so fast, and
Yeah. It was all cane field around?
It was all cane right away wrong. All the front there was only cane.
Cane.
All to the back, cane.
Yes.
came right along, you know. And then the same company, Home Construction, come in there with Mr. Dinsley, and they start developing the place. Yeah.
But did you feel that, it was a sad thing to lose your way of life? Or now that you look back and now that you see things have developed and perhaps you have benefited from some of the development, you think it was a godsend that this happened?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Yes.
Did it bring more business to your establishment?
Yeah, plenty business, plenty business.
People opted to come here.
I work with a lot of people in the Trinis area, all over the place. As far as Arima, shop owners, all about people don't even come by me,
Yes.
They get good service by me, so they always come back. Recommend people to come by me,
That's good, that's good.
So good.
I remember when we moved here, there were a lot of festivities, a lot of weddings we would go to, the Friday night gathering, the tassa drumming, all the nice little get-togethers. We really had a wonderful time blending with the original Dinsley village.
Yes.
But even when you're walking now from the main road to down here, you see a vast difference in housing. You see a vast difference in the structure of houses.
Yeah, it's true. Because higher up in the village, it had one big empty spot, and eventually they started to build houses on the both sides.
Right.
So the whole thing is filled up now,
But these were individual buildings, right?
Yeah.
People chose to build them themselves. Yeah, I think but would you say it has done the community well? Let me put this in a technical way now. We would have, Dinsley was particularly more Indian than African.
Yes.
Right? And then you would have seen a lot of Africans moving in because they were buying up land and houses that home construction was building.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a great blend? Now, this is not a racist question,
I know. Yeah.
but we just want to know how does it appeal to the senses of someone who lived entirely among Indians, and you see now Africans and Indians. You think it was a healthy mix?
Well, around my area here, it has, I would say, a little more African than Indians around, and I get along with everybody around here.
That's good.
Everybody.
Yeah,
I have no problem with race hunting. Race is out of the question because most of my customers are of African descent and
African descendants.
very decent people,
Yeah. Maybe they're crashing more cars than Indians.
No, not really.
Oh, that's just.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, Mr. Khan, when you drove your Maxi, what was it that you enjoyed most about the Maxi work?
Brother, you have to use one thing, that the necessity of life is more important. If God has not created called hunger and a clothing to put on your on your body, or to sleep 4x6 bed, this human being could have been the most laziest on the earth, So you have to earn something.
yes.
So I purchased a house already and I lost my job, so I had to do something.
Okay.
And God has given me some opportunity, which is I moved slowly, and whatever the debts I had I paid off. After that I found that I did my job all right. Now most important thing, I have to prepare for the grave, because in the grave there will be no TT dollar or US dollar.
Very
People
true.
are very far from the
true.
truth. So that is what exactly, and I still very much anxious to meet the people, feel the people. You just asked for the racialism between. I found Trinidad is a beautiful in this regard, but you can find in every country that there are some bad elements which is always have some sort of thing. I always call word that we are brothers and we are brother and sister. Person asked me how we could be a brother. I said we are the children of Adam and Eve. What is the problem? Adam was not African or Chinese or Indian or American. Adam was one Adam, and from Adam to Eve, that is what we came here for. So why we have to fight each other for what?
Yes, sure.
The only thing, if a man wanted to take over somebody's rights forcefully, Of course, there is a devil who is our enemy. He has to make us to fight. That's
Yes.
very simple as that. But there should be some person, third person, who's supposed to unite these people.
Right.
If we do not unite,
yeah, sure.
then the people has to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight and murder and murder and murder. You understand? You can't stop the crime. I mean, incident in a Trinis Mall, two people were fighting for nothing. Mother this, mother this, mother this, mother this. I was watching and I hold the hand of the person. I said, what are you doing? You cursing your own mother? Not my mother. I said, but his mother is your mother is his mother. Eh? You live 9 months, mother respected you, feed you, grown you, and now you are cursing by each other mother for what? Eh? You have to come back in the sense that, and you are the slave of your desire, what the shaitan, devil tell you to do, and that is what you do. And then everybody look like they call quiet, because truth has to prevail. Truth is one, and lie, 1,000 lie around the truth, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Very simple.
So, Mr. Cannon, let me ask one more question. This might be the last question for this session here. You said that you had your degree in agriculture,
Yes.
and when you came to Trinidad, you acquired it here
No, I did my master's in Pakistan,
in Pakistan.
and I was doing my PhD right in UV,
Uh-huh.
and then I worked for the government. During this time, when I was ministry, my whole office burned down. Whole office, my thesis, my data, what you call right now Montauk Hospital. Montauk Hospital was the Texaco farm, and I did all the experiment there. But all the data which I had, it all burned down, everything. So I could not go on to do again PhD for what?
Okay.
All burned down. So what happened?
Okay, okay. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you both for the contributions you made this morning. Appreciate Mr. Khan's comments and Balchan.
Yes, sir.
I am glad that you are an observer in what used to be your shop,
Yes.
and I wish the men who work in your site have good prosperity as you have had over the years.
Yes.
I appreciate your family very much and the times my wife and my children and myself had, and we're really glad to be in Dinsley. Thank you very much, my friends.
Let me
You're
give you
welcome,
my
yeah.
last comments. Very simple.
Yes.
If we will not control the crime and all the which is not being allowed by the Almighty God by hand, by force, if we cannot do that one, at least we should use our tongue. Do not do this thing. And third thing, if you can't even open your mouth against the crime, then at least I must, or people must think it, the person is doing wrong. We are doing, we are joining the person, those who are doing wrong, and we are also helping, encouraging them, the people to do wrong. Then how you could expect the country or the house or the family or the village could be a peaceful? Never
Yeah,
be.
yeah, sure.
Never be. Never be.
Okay.
You can write this word.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Yeah.